Congratulations, the government is now back open. Now what we gonna do? Hey, what's going on everybody? Dre over here at Set Apart Gardens, man, where we teaching people to become more self-sufficient, teaching people to get back to the land. Real quick, as y'all can see, I got my fire going behind me. Just burning up a little stuff that I've been clearing land and stuff, so just burning up a lot of wood and stuff and brush that we've been clearing. But real quick, the government is opening back up. You know, bravo, I'm glad. Hopefully people, especially federal workers, especially recipients of a lot of these government programs, hopefully they'll get back pay and get all the things that they need, right? But I want us to not forget, you know, what has happened and what has transpired. And I want us to go forward with the right mindset, right? And what I mean by that is, I want us to go forward thinking, man, hey, at any point in time, where these two people can agree or these two parties can't agree on anything, my pay is going to reflect that, right? My livelihood is going to reflect that, right? So going forward, we need to keep in mind, like, okay, I'm going back to work, I'm getting the benefits back, I'm getting my paycheck back, but in the back of your mind, we should have this thought of, okay, how can I prepare for next time, just in case this happens again? What can I be doing right now? What can I be putting aside right now? So it looks different for everybody, right? So some people, it may be, man, I'm gonna put an extra $200 aside a month or a paycheck, right? I'm gonna put that aside, and I'm going to invest it in certain things to the point to where, or I'm gonna just save it or put it in a high yield savings account. But I need to have a rainy day fund. That's at the bare minimum, right? You know, those people who may be on the SNAP program and everything like that. Okay, what are some things that you can start doing right now? Start learning how to cook from scratch. Start buying in bulk. Start, you know, learning how to preserve food and getting ahead, right? But also, we need to be thinking going forward, okay, what are some things that I can do? What are some skills that I can learn going forward that in the event that this happens again, I'll still be able to survive, but I'll be able to thrive as well. So we see what's going on now. We saw what happened, right? I don't want us to forget that, because this is the thing. It's like when sometimes when you in a deep sleep and somebody wakes you up, you know, with a lot of these different rifts and things that happen, you wake up and you shaking awake and it's uncomfortable. But you see just how easily they're willing to wake you up with their, you know, going back and forth. Now that you have woken up, don't go back to sleep now. This ain't the time to say, well, hey, I'm glad everything back to normal. Let me get back to life, and let me go back to sleep, and let me go back to just living naively and being dependent. No, let me wake up. Let me stay awake. Now, I'm not saying, oh, go out here and quit your job. Go out here and stop whatever benefits you get. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is now you need to have in your mind, okay, that business that I've been thinking about starting, that land that I've been thinking about purchasing, you know, that farm that I want to do, that homestead, that garden, you know, those investments that I've been wanting to do, that savings account that I've been wanting to get, this is the time to start doing that. This is the time really to start making your exit strategy. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't want to be dependent on the government forever. That's the thing. Whether it's a job, whether it's benefits that you're getting, you don't want to be dependent on the government forever. So it's like, now's the time to start planning a strategy to take your destiny into your own hands. Now is, like I say, now is the time to start putting that money aside. Now is the time to start planning. Whether it's a business you want to do, you know, whether it's you know, trading stocks or whatever it is that you've been thinking about doing, that you're saying, man, I really feel like I could be successful in this. That homestead that you've been wanting to start, that farm that you've been wanting to start, that dog kennel that you've been wanting to start, whatever it is. I don't know what it is in your mind or whatever, but now is the time to start making that plan and that strategy. So once you get caught up, once life goes back to normal, don't go back to sleep. That's all I'm telling you. You see what I'm saying? All I'm telling you is take notes from what happened, right? Because don't think that it can't happen again. That's all. Like, this ain't, oh, panic and all that. No. What I'm saying is, you've been woken up. You watching this video. You've been awake. So now is the time to not go back to sleep. Now is the time to stay awake, plan ahead. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And when we have that mindset, I guarantee you, because this is the thing, I'm not saying that a government shutdown will happen in the future. Because if it doesn't, that's good. But if it does, at least you'll be prepared now, because now you got time to prepare. You see what I'm saying? So for those of you who don't know my background, I was a federal worker. And I took the deferred resignation program earlier this year. So I am no longer a federal worker. But I took that deferred resignation, and I decided to bet on myself, right? And I decided to invest in my homestead. Like you can see behind me, I changed the scenery up a little bit. Somebody on the last video was like, change the scenery up. So I want to change the scenery up a little bit. I got this fire going, so I feel like perfect backdrop. You see what I'm saying? But I was a federal worker, but I saw the writing on the wall months ago. I knew that the government shutdown was gonna happen. I knew that. I saw the writing on the wall months ago. I decided to jump ship, right, and really decide to invest in myself and invest in my homestead. We farm, you know, about 5-6 acres, a little bit under 6, but we have a homestead. You know, we process our own meat, stuff like that. We do that type of stuff. So I said, man, if there's any better time, the time is now. I see the writing on the wall. I see what the future, you know, is going to bring. So let me go ahead and get myself off of this dependent train of the government. You see what I'm saying? And so that's what I decided to do. But I enjoyed my career. You know, I was a federal worker. I enjoyed my career. It owes me nothing, but I know now I need to be having a backup plan for a backup plan. I need to be strategizing my future. So in the event, let's just say a government shutdown doesn't happen, but it's a whole economic collapse. At least if that happens, I got land, I got seeds, I have livestock, I have animals, I have protection. You see what I'm saying? And I have the skills to survive and thrive. So that's what I'm trying to teach you guys and preach to you guys. Get the skills, learn the skills, start investing your money wisely. You know what I mean? Investing in precious metals. I just did a video earlier talking about how I know that we have in our mind the traditional investments, you know what I'm saying, whether it's the stock market, you know, high yield savings accounts, precious metals, which are all great. But land and livestock is also, in the resources that land can give you, is also a wise investment. So start thinking about how you can make those investments into land, into the resources and the things that the land can provide you. Because it's not just the land in general, but it's the things that the land can provide. It can provide the livestock. It can provide produce. It can provide space to host things. You know what I mean? You could do beekeeping and provide honey. So it's a lot of different things that it can provide lumber. So it's a lot of different things that land can provide if you invest in it the right way. And so I'm here to teach you self-sufficiency, man. But like I say, now that the government is opening back up, I'm glad. You see what I'm saying? I'm happy that, you know, people are going to be going back to work, getting their paycheck, their livelihood is going to be restored. But I just don't want you to go back to sleep again. I want you to take the lessons that happened from this government shutdown and prepare just in case there's another one that comes. So it's time to move smarter, right? You already, look, matrix, red pill, blue pill. You want to stay asleep, or you want to, you want to go back into the matrix, or you want to stay awake? What you want to do? You see what I'm saying? So now's the time to start making a backup plan for a backup plan, man. And with that, I'm gonna let y'all go ahead and go. They're doing target practice behind me. But like I always like to say, man, he who has the power to feed you also has the power to starve you. Peace.
Bombs over Baghdad really ain't that bad. Little wiretap, yes, yes. Little dodge in the IRS. Little haven from the